Welcome back. I am so excited you're here for episode 2. Well, technically, this is episode 3. Today, we are diving into something that is absolutely destroying your productivity, stealing your peace of mind, and making you actually look unprofessional to your clients, even though you're working harder than everyone else. So, what am I talking about? It is your email inbox. Now, before you think that this is going to be some boring email management lecture, I want you to hang with me because by the end of this episode, you're going to understand exactly why your current email system is sabotaging your success. And more importantly, I'm going to show you the exact framework to fix it. So let me start by asking you a question. How many unread emails do you have right now? And don't pull up your app, don't look at your laptop, just guess. Is it 50, maybe 200, maybe 1,000, who knows? If you've got that little red badge of shame on your email app that's in the hundreds or thousands, you are actually not alone. But here's the problem. Every single one of those emails represents a decision that you have to make. And decision fatigue is actually very real. So here's what's happening. Every time you open your email, your brain goes into what researchers call reactive mode. And you're not in control. So whether you're responding to what everyone else decided was important, your clients, your broker, your vendor, random marketing emails, whatever it is, everyone else is setting your agenda for the day except for you. And the worst part of this is that studies actually show that the average person checks their emails 15 times a day. Some of you are way over that. And I've been there too. Like I have checked my email every 30 seconds, it feels like. But every time you check it, you're interrupting what you were doing. And if you listen to the last episode, you'll remember in our last episode, we talked about how it takes 23 minutes to refocus after an interruption. So if you're checking your email 15 times a day, you're basically guaranteeing that you're never getting into any sort of deep productive work. And it gets worse for real estate agents specifically because unlike someone who, maybe sits in an office with one job, you are managing multiple transactions simultaneously. And each transaction has a different timeline, different parties, different deadlines. So your inbox becomes like this black hole where all of this critical information kind of just goes to die. If you think about it, you've got, emails from lenders and you have emails from title companies and inspectors and appraisers and clients and other agents and other TCs and everybody in the world. And they're all mixed in with all of those promotional emails and newsletter subscriptions and that one thread from your brokerage about the new coffee maker in the break room, So what happens? Well, you miss the most important stuff. And I can't tell you how many agents have told me horror stories about, the appraisal that came back 3 days ago, but they didn't see the email until the day that it was due, or the title company sent the CD, but it went to spam. Maybe client emails are going to junk folders or spam folders, and maybe the client has sent you some kind of panic text, asking why they haven't heard back. Well, you have no idea because you've never even seen an email. And this is not just about being disorganized. This is about your reputation. So this is about your client's trust. When you miss those emails, when you respond late, clients think, okay, my agent must be busy. Or they don't think that. They don't think, oh, my agent must be busy. They absolutely think, oh my gosh, my agent doesn't care about my transaction. So I want to help you fix this. I'm going to give you a simple email system that is going to change everything. And no, you don't have to achieve inbox 0, even though I would love for that to happen. My inbox stays at 0 because I have these systems in place. So for most real estate agents, realistically speaking, achieving inbox 0 is just not realistic because you have so many emails coming in on any given day. But what you do need is inbox control. All right. So this is called the 4D method. And I want you to apply this to every email you receive. All right, we're going to go through the 4 Ds. So the first D is delete or unsubscribe. I love the unsubscribe button. It is so fantastic. And if you have Gmail, when you open the email, like 9 times out of 10, the unsubscribe button is at the very top right-hand corner, and you can just hit it, click it, and you're done. Like, you don't have to go to the page and put in your email and unsubscribe and check all the boxes and do all that. No, you just hit the unsubscribe button. It's great. So the first D is delete or unsubscribe. If it's junk, if it's, one of those newsletters that you never read, if it's something that's not relevant, I want you to get rid of it immediately. Be ruthless. Your inbox is not a storage space, so stop treating it like a filing cabinet. Okay? Get rid of it. If you do not use it, lose it. The second D is delegate. If this email is not something that you need to personally handle, I want you to forward that email to whoever it needs to go to handle it. If you have an assistant, if you have a transaction coordinator, a listing coordinator, whoever, get them involved. If you don't have one yet, maybe this is your sign you need one. But don't just forward it. I want you to forward it with clear instructions. So, for example, hey, Sarah, can you follow up with the title company and confirm our closing time? Thanks. Forward that email, done with it. All right. The third D is do it. If you can respond to an email in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. Don't add it to your to-do list. Don't flag it for later. Just knock it out right then and there. And this alone is probably going to clear out like 60% of your emails, because most emails you can respond to in less than 2 minutes. Like most emails, a lot of emails, it's just giving you information. So a lot of emails are just going to be, okay, yeah, received it, read it, thanks, great, done. But if you can respond to it in 2 minutes or less, do it. And then the fourth D is defer. So this is the key here. If an email requires more than 2 minutes, or if it's going to require you to maybe look for information, make a decision, you defer it. Here's the kicker though. This is critical. You don't leave it sitting in your inbox. You don't just turn it into a task in your system. Your transaction management system, your project management tool, wherever you track your work, stick it in there. You give it a due date, you add any context you need, and then you archive the email. I think I said you don't turn it into a task in your system. What I meant to say is you do turn it into a task in your system. So you add it to your system, to your to-do list, and you add any context you need, and then you archive that email. Okay? Now, I know that some of you are thinking right now, but if I archive it, I'm going to forget about it. No, you won't, because you have turned it into a task with a due date. So your system is going to remind you that, hey, this email needs to be responded to today. And this is the difference between the people who are drowning in email and the people who use email as a tool. Okay? Now, I want to talk to you about the game changer for real estate specifically. That is email templates. If you are typing the same emails over and over and over again, you are wasting so many hours every single week. I want you to think about how many times you send the same email. Congratulations, going under contract. Here's what happens next. Da 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 da. Oh, your inspection is scheduled. Here's what to expect. Expect. Blah blah blah. All right, we're 3 days from closing. Here's your final checklist. Here's your next steps. Okay, every single one of those should be a template. And I do not mean a Word document that you copy and paste from. I mean a template in your email system, in your transaction management software, where you literally click a button, it autofills the client's name, the property address, and boom, done, sent. Okay? Now, here's what this looks like in real life. I have had agents who I have worked with in the past, and they are spending hours upon hours per day on emails. Okay. Like we're talking like 2 hours on one email. So we implement this system, create 20 email templates for the most common scenarios, connected them to the email. Not to the email, connected her email to the transaction management software. Within 1 week, Email time is cut down to 30 minutes a day. That is 90 minutes a day she got back. 7.5 hours per week that she is saving because there is a system. What could you do with an extra 7.5 hours a week? Probably close like 2, 3, maybe 4 more transactions a month, right? All right. So let me give you one more ninja strategy here. And that is the power hour, the email power hour to be exact. So instead of checking emails all day long, instead of jumping in there every 10 minutes or every hour or whatever, I want you to set specific times to process your email. Now, I recommend 3 times a day, like morning, midday, and end of day, depending on how your day is set up or what your schedule looks like. I know that you're running back and forth doing things and in and out of showings and everything else, but if you can set up 3 times a day, just maybe in the morning when you sit down, have your morning coffee, have breakfast, whatever, maybe you're scrolling through emails, then that's your morning. And then maybe around lunchtime you stop again and check your emails, do your thing in the midday, and then at the end of the day. So during those times, I want you to batch process everything using that 4D method. Outside of those times, your email is closed, not minimized, closed. And I know for some of you, this probably sounds like really scary. It sounds terrifying, but what if a client needs me? Well, here's the truth. Most things in real estate are not actual emergencies. Okay. And for the things that are, your clients have your phone number. If there is something that is truly, absolutely urgent, they will call you, they will text you. Email is not for emergencies anyway. Okay. So here's your action step for this week. I want you to do 3 things. Number 1, I want you to set up 3 power email hours. Put them in your calendar, put them in as a reminder in your phone, wherever you need to put them, but make sure that you have some kind of alarm set or something like that. Put something where it's going to remind you. And I want you to treat them like appointments. Okay, so morning, midday, end of day, those are your 3 email power hours. Number 2, I want you to create at least 5 email templates this week. Now, just 5. You pick the 5 emails that you send the most often, you create those templates, and you can add more later, but start with 5. And then number 3, I want you to unsubscribe from 10 email lists right now. Like, I want you to pick up your phone, get on your laptop, whatever, go to your inbox, find 10 promotional emails or newsletters that you have never read, don't care anything about receiving, and hit that unsubscribe button. Get rid of that noise. You do these 3 things, and I promise you, you're going to see a difference immediately. You're going to feel less overwhelmed. You're going to respond faster to those things that actually matter, that actually need your attention, and you're going to start feeling like you are more in control of your business instead of the opposite and your business being in control of you. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have found this helpful, I'd love for you to leave a review. It helps other agents find the show. And if you want more strategies like this, make sure you're following the show so you do not miss the next episode. I'll see you soon.